Hello. I'm going to make a short stream reacting to this video. Half an hour tops. And yeah, I'm going to get right into it and watch it. I sit down and I think to myself that I'm wasting time, that I'm not actually doing anything. And maybe I should think harder about providing value to enterprises or to people or to... Yo. Short stream today. I'm ending it at 5 p.m. But yeah, I wanted to react to this, and I think I can do it in less than 30 minutes. Maybe not. We'll see. Whatever. But I know that something in me tells me that this is important. I don't know how. I don't know if this can be called hard work or if this is providing value to anyone. But I know that I'm pulled to this because I think it's important. Or I don't think it. I feel it's important. And I know that someone will see it. Well, I'm not sure if I know it, but I have a feeling. I have that feeling about it. And people will say that important people are not watching YouTube or are not reading comments, but I think they're wrong. I know that the people that are important to me are. And that the ones that will find me important are. And friends will ask me what I've done, for example, over the week. Say that important people are not watching YouTube or are not reading comments, but I think they're wrong. I know that the people that are important to me are. And that the ones that will find me important are. And friends will ask me what I've done, for example, on the weekends, and I won't have an answer, right? I will be like, I don't know, I've just been fucking around on Twitter and watching YouTube, I guess. And their answer will be like, okay, what the fuck, get a job, or something like that, right? And I know that in the future I will look back on it and I will know what was wasting time and what had incredible ROI, right? But right now I just don't. And I know that I could be doing more on some fronts and I could be doing less on others. And some people will say that the ones I'm doing less on are the ones that I should be focusing on, and vice versa. But maybe they're right, and I will have to eat my words then, but I don't know. And because I don't know, I don't have words to explain what I'm trying to do or what I mean and stuff like that, I can say a lot. But if I know one thing, or I think one thing, or I feel one thing, it's that we are early. I don't know in what sense. I don't know what I mean by we. I don't know what I mean by early exactly. But I just know that we're early. It's early. I probably communicate like trash. I make bad videos. I write bad comments where I sound like a Debbie Downer, or I write bad tweets where I sound like I'm complaining all the time about everything. And it's probably true, but because they're my truth, right? This is the reality of what it looks like to be inside here. And someone someday will see it, and they will see value on it, and whatever value means in this case, or whoever someone is, and whenever someday is. And to illustrate it, I'm going to end with 2 clips from a Spanish podcast that I've been watching a lot lately and that have inspired this thing that I'm talking about, this video. Okay, before that, I wanted to show the I can fix her page from Know Your Meme, because this is, I think, where the value is hinting at, right? I think that someone will see this and will say, I can fix him. I know what he can do to bring enormous value to society. This is my only hope. But yeah, the clips that I want to share. This one.
Proceso, los objetivos van a moverse desde donde estén.
Sí.
¿Qué dirías a alguien?
Yo creo que uno de mis grandes aprendizajes fue descubrir que no, esto todo otro cliché estúpido, que no existen las fórmulas. O sea, que yo durante los 2-3 primeros años como emprendedor leía todos los libros, consumía todos los podcasts, iba a todas las charlas intentando buscar la fórmula y no existe. La tienes que crear tú. Entonces, que no te dé vértigo ese salto al vacío constante, ese enfrentarte a la incertidumbre cada mañana de no saber si estás haciéndolo bien, porque nadie lo sabe. Porque yo ahora lo he contado todo muy coherente porque soy capaz de mirar hacia atrás y unir los puntos y contar una historia bonita, pero no se me olvida la sensación cada día de estoy enfrente del abismo y no sabemos realmente si esto es lo correcto o no, y solo el tiempo nos fue dando la razón. Entonces, que no tengas vértigo de la incertidumbre y que te cuides. Y sobre todo que te rodees de gente que te quiera cuidar en el ámbito personal y en el profesional, en la startup, de los mejores. Yo creo que nuestro éxito como startup pasa por el equipo. O sea, yo
Okay, he in this clip that we talked about, he's some startup guy, and he sold his startup to Automatic, which is the company that handles WordPress and stuff like that. Right? So it's a big company, and basically his startup was a startup that had zero revenue and that raised a couple rounds to keep going, but eventually got acquired, and that was kind of the goal and how they pivoted their thing. And they were building, they had tech, they had team, but they weren't bringing in revenue because it's an open source kind of thing. Right? They were building towards open source ecosystem. Well, they were building that open source ecosystem. So yeah, he talks about how his situation felt like looking into the abyss every morning and not knowing what's leading where, right? And I feel similarly, right? I know that our situations are different. He had faith behind all the uncertainty and stuff like that. He had equity in this company, which had big equity. I still need to clean my room today, so I was planning to do so while the stream is on, since I am home for 30 minutes now, since I was at uni. I ate and now we are here. But if you only do a short stream, I'll do afterwards. Yeah, I guess. It was his company, right? That had raised X rounds, and he raised a family round and with not a lot of money, but then he raised a bigger round that brought in a bigger investment team, stuff like that. While he was doing that and he was running the company and stuff like that, and he was building this tech and had this team, I just have videos that very few people watch, tweets that very few people respond to, and they are not equivalent to abysses or voids, but I feel like there are parallels, and it feels kind of inspiring to hear his story and stuff like that. And I see this same thing that he was feeling, this void, and that in the present he can look back and say, oh, we went this route and this route and this route, and these were the decisions that brought in this much ROI, and I can't. But in the moment it felt like the abyss, and I feel similar. I feel right now like I don't know what I'm doing in any field, but that in the future it will all make sense. And this is the faith that I have. Right? That I have this faith that I'm going to make it, and that it's still so early. This is a second clip.
Tiempo de preparación por detrás, mucho trabajo, muchos viajes, muchas horas, y creo que YouTube también es una red social que nos viene muy bien para contar esas historias, y lo ves también como un canal de captación y a lo mejor al cliente que no consume tanto Instagram y que sí consume YouTube. Que a lo mejor en 2 años no se llevará tanto como en Estados Unidos, pero que nosotros confiamos y esperamos que de aquí a un tiempo sí que vaya a ser así.
Yo también, como youtuber profesional que soy, coña, esto, yo soy muy fan de eso. Debo decir una cosa para apalancar el argumento que dice Nacho. Yo me leo estudios de tendencias de TikTok, Instagram, etcétera. Y para marcas como puede ser Blue Banana, puede ser Minimalism, no es lo mismo que alguien te esté dedicando 5 minutos de media en un vídeo de YouTube donde tú le puedes explicar algo, a que te dedique 1 segundo y medio o 2 segundos, que es el tiempo medio. ¿No?
Okay. So for some context, this is a guy who built Blue Banana, which is a brand. It was an e-commerce brand that started building a lot through Instagram. That was its core audience and how they started, and now they even have retail and stuff like that. But they started just on Instagram. They then expanded to proper e-commerce with their website, and they got only through that channel. And this guy is another guy who has another brand called Minimalism, and his brand is and he also has this podcast, right? And they are talking about how he, who started on Instagram and stuff like that, wants to now focus on YouTube and stuff like that. He wants to capture that audience, that YouTube audience that isn't on Instagram, that kind of profile. And because as he mentioned, it's really not the same. Someone who dedicates 5 minutes of their life, or 10 minutes, or even 3 hours that I've dedicated. I've watched 3 videos of this guy in this same podcast. They brought him 3 times, so I've watched 3 hours of this guy. It's really different compared to someone who dedicates 15 seconds on TikTok or 1.5 seconds on Instagram scrolling and liking a picture, right? And what I was thinking on this, right, it was that their value for them is pretty clear, right? They have a clothing company. If there's anything nebulous, it's the brand aspect, right? So it probably means more in brand awareness if it can be measured, the YouTube long form, etc. content compared to the short form content, right? But it also translates to conversions, to money, to lifetime value versus customer acquisition cost versus CAC, right? So the numbers are probably there. And I don't know, for example, what do I mean? I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know who I'm looking for. But I know it's early, and that I'm looking for people who are similar. And I know that the people who are similar to me are in the places where I am, right? So for stupid that it seems that I'm being on Twitter all day, or for stupid it seems that I'm writing comments on YouTube until 4 a.m. or whatever, or making videos that nobody's watching, I still think that there is something there to be pursued, and that it's still important for me, and that if I'm doing it, it's because of something, right? And I wanted to say that. And I wanted to finish with this video. This video, I will link it below, is the story of, I was excited, and I basically got paid because, Visa, basically did some, how can I call it? Did some experiment, basically, where I was in his comment section on his YouTube videos, and he saw that I was interested in his stuff and knowledgeable about it, and I cared, basically, and he basically paid me $200 as I show in the thumbnail. I show less, but basically to do some reports and as kind of an activist person. And there is where I saw that there was something brewing that could bring little money value to maybe someone, right? And now I'm not thinking just exactly about that, right? I'm not thinking exactly about money. I'm not sure exactly what value can I provide. I don't know anything about anything, but I know that if I keep looking where I'm looking, I will find something that is meaningful to me somehow, right? And that's basically the message that I had. It's still early. There is time. And maybe I should doubt myself, maybe I shouldn't doubt myself, I don't know. But I'm going to keep going in this path, wherever it takes me. I don't know if it's a good idea, if it's a bad idea, but I'm going to remain here. And this is a video in my 100 video series. We'll check it out here. This guy ends the podcast with some kind of remark like, if you've liked this podcast or whatever, share it on WhatsApp to someone you care about a lot, who thinks we'll get a lot of value. I don't know if there is such a value proposition in this video, so I won't do any kind of call to action like that isn't generic, but my non-generic call to action is basically check out my 100 video series playlist, or hit me up on Twitter, let's connect. I don't know, I will link everything I've mentioned in here, I will link it below, and check something out if you want it. If you don't, I don't know, don't, and bye. I'm going to copy the same animation. Oops, sorry. Okay, now I'm going to give my thoughts. My 1 year later thoughts on this fucking thing. Propiedades. Let's say YouTube. Embed. Let's see if this works. Okay, it doesn't. Editor. youtube.com/embed/that. Okay, now it does. Okay. Does it work? It's so early 1 year after, not so early anymore. So I just rewatched a year later. I uploaded this video 18th of April 2023. It's now 23rd of April 2023. And I rewatched this video to see what I was talking about. So watch that in case you want to know the context of what I will be talking about in this video. It's 2024, you said 2023. Sorry, 2024 maybe. Okay, and so in that video, basically, I talk about me being on YouTube comments until 4 a.m. or whatever, and not knowing where that is going, but knowing that it is for something. And I think that I was not entirely wrong, but that I think in that moment I had more hope than the hope I should have had, or at least in the direction where I should have had the hope. For example, in this thing, I mentioned this YouTube video where I make money, so I think I was kind of expecting that I would make more money, but that did not happen in 1 year. So, yeah, if you are looking at this video or you were looking at that past video trying to find inspiration whether you will get more money, it didn't happen for me. It happened, but very little. Like, I didn't get a lot more money. I got a little bit more money. I talk about how I make bad videos, and that is still the case. I make the videos in the same way but now I think I have figured out the reason why. Basically, it's because I don't see the point of making good videos, of putting effort inside the videos, for several reasons that I may go into in another moment. So I don't feel like creating things, but I do think that there is value in documenting what is happening. So I chose this documental aspect, right? This is basically me documenting 1 year later what I think about this, instead of making some re-scripted, rewritten version of that, because of that, which is what I think I should have done, right? That is, I think, the purpose of it, but it is not what I have chosen to do for some reasons. I am pretty clear in the video that there is no clear value proposition to this, and it is like, I think I was right about that, obviously, but I also expressed some kind of hope that someone else would see the value, and that has not happened. Or at least in the way I expected it, right? Well, not expected, but on the way I would have liked it to happen. It has not, I don't know, the power of the internet has not manifested in that way in my channel, at least. Yeah, basically, I think rewarding what I wanted to say then, I think then I was trying to say something like, I trust that the algorithm will bring me to the people who want to see me, right? And I'm not sure that has happened. Not sure if it's early for that, or if there has to be something else that has to be done. I think I'm leaning into the something else, right? There are people who actively try to appease the algorithm versus then. And I think there is a genre of video which is people talking to the camera, and I think those kind of people some of them do get brought to people who enjoy that, and they are simple videos, but I'm not sure if it's doing a great job in that, right? For my channel case, I mean, specifically for my situation. And I'm not blaming YouTube, right? They have a lot of videos to sort. I'm also blaming myself, I guess, or not blaming, but yeah, kind of telling it like it is, right? No, obviously, it's like it won't show it to whoever needs to watch it, or whoever you want it to watch. What else? I don't want to discount the process either too much, because I do think there has been an ROI in what I have done, aka not just the posting the videos, but also the writing comments below comment sections and all this. I think that has not brought me money, as a lot of money either, but it has brought me, I guess, the first seeds. We are still early, right? A year in, we are still early. That could be a thing, or I am doing it wrong, right? But yeah, it has brought me to places that are interesting. Right? It has brought me to people that are interesting. It has brought me viewpoints, those kind of things that are interesting for me to hear. That doesn't mean that it has changed anything about my situation, right? I don't think it has tangibly changed my situation in any way, sadly, but yet, maybe. But it has been positive in some senses, and it has brought some ROI. In my video, I said something like incredible return on investment, right? Some incredible ROI. And for me, to me, it's not incredible, right? It's still a very personal phase, I guess you could say. It's still not what I was thinking of in terms of, maybe not sure if scale or distance or something, right? I was thinking something like unheard of things. Something like, connecting to people super far away, or like from a super different stratus or something like that, right? Something like that. Or some kind of reality bending type shit. And for the moment, that has not been the case, right? Also because I'm not active in seeking that, right? I am not active in, I don't know, chasing billionaires, for example, or something like that, right? My strategy is for people to come to me, which is a stupid strategy, right? But that is why I emphasize the early part. Okay, making it sunny. I think that using the abyss metaphor from the past video the abyss, the problem with my abyss, right? The problem with my unknowns or something like that is that my unknowns were like internal unknowns. Thus, there is little other people can do to help to solve those, right? Well, no, actually, false. There is probably a lot other people can do to solve those, to help solve those, but they are harder to give help to or whatever like that. It's not like becoming a customer on a SaaS business like they are talking there, right? Or like using a WordPress plugin, shit like that. Basically, I have had to go. Well, not sure if I had to go, but what happened is that I went inwards, right? I used comment sections and all this to reflect for myself. Which can be seen as good or bad, right? It can be seen as being more isolated, or it can be seen as being more, I don't know, or it can be seen as reflective and introspective in a good way, right? It can be seen as isolating instead of community building or whatever, but I don't know. In your first video, did you have video running? I'm not sure if I remember it around and the cars or whatever playing around. Yeah, it did have, it was moving. Look, I can play it. Be like, what the fuck, get a job or something like that. And I know that in the future I will look back
See
on it
the
and I
anime,
will
the little
know
animations
what
and all.
was wasting time and what had incredible ROI, right? But right now I just don't. And I know that I could be doing more on some fronts and I could be doing less on others. And some people will say that the ones I'm doing less on are the ones that I should be focusing on and vice versa. And someone someday will see it,
Yeah.
and they will see value on it, and whatever value means in the case, or whoever someone is, and whenever someday is. And to illustrate it, little car. Okay, wait, did I just say? I said something like introspecting inwards or something, right? And that introspecting part or whatever is not something that I regret, obviously, but it is not what I intended, right? I intended for this not to be introspective, right? Or not to be that introspective or whatever. I intended them to be documental or something like that. I intended them, well, not intended, I don't know. I think, yeah, the background intention or whatever was something like documenting in public, in a findable way, kind of this lack opportunity, I don't know, low effort, but high upside, possible upside types of opportunities, right? So yeah, personal, but not necessarily super introspective. And I think I have gone, and they were supposed to kind of bring me to people and all this. Right? I think the point was to find community, to find all of that, and I'm not sure to what extent did I succeed at this, right? It's hard to say, because I have found people that I care about and all this. But at the end of the day, right, like my material situation and all that has not changed in any way that is closer to that which I wanted. So, I don't know. I think I will still hold its early part, and I also have things that I don't talk about that influence this, but yeah, 1 year in, it still has not happened, or something like that. Or yeah, 1 year in, nothing crazy has happened, let's say. I don't know, something like that. That sounded like a good title. What did I say? I can't rewind. 1 year in, nothing has happened or something like that. One year in, nothing major has changed. Okay, I could do that as a title, yes. And I don't know. I have, how do you say pensamientos contrarios? Contrarian thoughts, no. Opposite thoughts. When you think one thing and the opposite. Opposing thoughts. I have opposing thoughts regarding this, right? On the one hand, I do think something like nothing major has changed, and on the other hand, Peter Thiel's book, right? This 0 to 1 book, where going from 0 to 1 is kind of the hardest part or whatever the fuck, comes to mind, right? There have been zeros to ones, or I'm not sure if zeros to ones, but there have been some retroactively metaphorical kind of, there have been steps where you can go like, oh, this was a 0 and now it's a 1 from the future looking back into the past. There have been those moments, so who is to say, right? But I don't know, I'm being vague, but I'm talking about, for example, right now I am streaming and I have 1 viewer, right? But 1 viewer is way more than 0, right? It is a lot. To me, it's a lot. But it also does not, it is not a major change, you could say, right? It is not a life-changing thing, literally, in the literal sense, right? But it is big, in my opinion. And right now I'm still on YouTube, for example, closed off or whatever, but in my personal the personal things that I was talking about before, there have been, I don't know, some kind of, in my felt sense, there have been some joining of parts that were previously not joined. Some kind of, not further alignment maybe, but some integration of things, which I'm not sure if it fits the 0 to 1 metaphor, but it is kind of going from something apart to something to 1, right? It is going from fractions to 1, which may be a big stepping stone in the future, something like that. I don't know. This is vague for the moment. Maybe one day I will explain, but I think this is what I want to say for today. If you haven't watched the video, it's a early video, you can watch it now. And that's it, basically. I don't have any recommendations or whatever. This is just a 1 year in from the Where So Early video. Bye. Lol, sorry, I don't make enough money to be a major change. If one day you do, I'll be here, I guess. And I don't mean that as a joke. Sometimes I don't know if I come off as petty or something. No, I think it was clear. Maybe one day. Maybe I am the one talking about I will be rich one day. Maybe, probably one, right? If you see the trajectory, there's not a lot of me, I don't know, there are not a lot of possible paths of me getting rich, right? You are going to study computer things, so that is certainly a better path to riches. So who knows? Maybe you do actually start a company and sell it for billions, right? Who knows? You don't want to, right? You are like, no, I'm lazy. You don't think about it, but maybe you meet someone who, or maybe your uncle gives you some company or whatever. Who knows? I guess that would still be part of the plan, right? But yeah, I think this is all for today. I'm going to shut the stream now. Also shut up. But yeah, goodbye. Thank you for being here. Every time I hear one day by Lovejoy. Okay, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to share it out, but I'll save it for later. Bye bye. Thank you for being here.